Hello, welcome back. Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger. June 6th, 2023. And yes, for one of the very few times I'm not in any uniform for our Tactical Tuesday. There's no any kind of a special reason. It's running pretty late and it's been a longer day than I expected, in a good way, not in a bad way. But it's running late, and I just don't really feel like going to get into uniform and then do the move that we're going to do today. Also, the move we're going to do today is it's a little bit more dynamic, and honestly, it's already very difficult trying to do this uh, with any kind of grace, with headset on and sunglasses on and the whole work. So I'm trying to be as comfortable as I can. So we are going to do one of the more devastating thing you can do to someone in guillotine choke, which is transpo- uh, transitioning from guillotine choke to a gator roll takedown. Gator roll takedown, generally speaking, you can classify that as kind of a suicide throw. It's one of the suicide throw techniques because while it is extremely effective, if you don't know what you're doing or if you overestimate your own body weight and coordination, and if you underestimate the other person's strength and body weight, you might find yourself in a really bad position because, like I said, it is in the suicide throw uh, category. So you are going down with the person. But if you know how to utilize it, if you have really good control, if you're confident in your gator roll, then oh boy, I can tell you, gator roll is one of my main go-tos in any kind of grappling, wrestling. If I need a quick and dirty takedown, and really mess up the person. If I'm not overly concerned, if I hurt their back or spine or neck or anything like that, then Gator roll takedown is one of the go-to that I would resort to. And there's a good reason for that because it's very disorienting to get caught in a Gator roll. And you not only have to deal with the person's strength, you end up dealing with the person's body weight, and it's not just body weight going in one direction. The gator roll is a body weight that twists and turns, and it's very hard to deal with that. So, how do you transition into that from your guillotine? Like I said, I got my headset and sunglasses, so this is usually not how I would prefer to go into doing a gator roll. Usually, if I want to do a gator roll, I would have no sunglasses on, no headset, as little as I can. Yeah, I would do it naked if I could. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So, anyway, if you are new to this, then I highly suggest you go back get caught up on the past 3 or 4 weeks worth of self-defense in Survival Saturday, Tactical Tuesday, where we talk about all the different variations, all the different things you can do to from guillotine choke and the defending against guillotine choke and all that good stuff. Quick recap: guillotine choke is when your opponent is somehow bent over. Uh, Maybe they're coming to grab your leg, maybe they're coming to grab you around the waist, or you just kick them in the groin as they bend over, and then you drape your arm around the back of their neck, coming around the front, and then grab your own wrist and pull them up like that. Okay? That's a guillotine choke. As you can see, Wesley is a little bit floppy because I have not gotten around to fixing him up, so this is going to be a little bit annoying. Anyway, so without further ado, because it is getting late, once we get someone in the guillotine choke, I have Wesley in my right guillotine choke. So my right arm is a choking arm. My left hand grab my right wrist. From here, I'm going to step to my right. So I'm going to push into him a little bit while doing almost a side roll or a side somersault. I'm just going to drop myself to the ground, pulling him over. Okay? Now, this is the part where you have to be very careful because the person is going to come down on top of you. So you want to turn your head. You want to make sure that you're turning slightly ahead of them when you roll over. Once you roll onto your left shoulder, we do almost a full complete turn onto your left shoulder. I'm going to arch my back and bring the person over like this. Right? So now I have completed a whole turn and 1.25 turn on the ground. I'm still holding onto the person's neck. You can imagine how much damage this will do to the person. Once I get back to on my right side, once I complete the full turn, and now I'm back laying on my right side, I'm going to curl my body up and grab the person's lower body or leg with my leg, still holding onto the guillotine choke. And from here, I'm going to reverse and roll back this way and end up on top of the person and start punching from here. Right? So there again, when you do the Gator roll, don't just start rolling from where you're standing because you need to put pressure on the person so they fall with you. If I just stay standing and fall to the side like this, most likely the person's head will pop out from my hand. I'll lose the person. I end up on the ground and the person's still standing. That's not good. That's why when you go into a Gator roll, you always want to push forward and roll over your shoulder. Bring the person over your shoulder. Keep rolling, grab the leg, roll back, go on top of the person, start punching, right? It is a little bit risky, like I said, if you overestimate yourself or if you underestimate the strength or weight of the person, or if you forget to turn your head. Okay, I have seen students that try to do Gator roll, and then when they roll, they forget to turn their face, and the person come down right on their face with the back of the head or the upper back. Okay, good way to get your nose broken. So when you do a Gator roll, always remember the person is going to fall on top of you for that one split second before you complete your roll. So always turn your head, take it on your shoulder, and one of the uh, best advice I can give to you guys with doing a good Gator roll is don't just roll with your upper body, right? Most of your strength have to come from your lower body. So when I am doing a Gator roll, okay, so we're down here on the floor, I'm not just rolling. Oh, if I just tip myself over, then there's a chance the person might be heavier than me and they won't roll. I'll just get stuck here. So while I'm rolling, I'm pushing with my leg. I'm pushing with my leg to bring to torque the person over like that. Let me caution you again. This one really, really does a lot of damage. Can hurt the person really bad when you do it to, especially if you don't know what you're doing. If the person who you're fighting don't know what they are doing, you might injure the spine really badly or the neck. So if you do practice this with somebody, be careful, do it slow. Let them know ahead of time what you are trying to do so they can roll with you. So they're not going to um, have their back or neck snapped. Okay? And watch out for nearby walls and obstructions because you are rolling all over the damn place. So it's easy to forget where you are and end up hitting your head on the wall. Next episode, we're going to finish. Yes, we are finally going to reach the end of our guillotine choke series, where I'm going to show you my ultimate guillotine choke move, my ultimate guillotine choke finisher. Okay? For now, have a good night, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday.